Hi everyone. So in this video, we're going to talk about the immune system as it relates to cancer. And in particular, we're going to talk about NK cells. Now, NK cells are under the umbrella of the innate immune system. And NK stands for natural killer cells. And these cells are kind of like the security guards of your body, is how I like to think about them. So they are not looking for specific cells, but they're just very generally looking for any cells that seem out of place. So we're going to talk about kind of the three scenarios that can take place with regards to this and how NK cells are going to be interacting with our cancer cells. So let me start with my NK cell, and then I'm going to put my cancer cell right here. I always think of these NK cells as security guards, so I'm going to put a little mustache on them. God, there we go. A little mustache on my NK cells, my security guards. Okay, I'm going to copy this so that we have it to paste later. Okay, so in this first scenario, we have an NK cell that approaches a cancer cell. And on the surface of this cancer cell, we have something called an MHC1 molecule. MHC1. And you can picture the MHC1 kind of like an ID or like an ID card that the cell wears that tells our NK cell, when our NK cell goes and recognizes this MHC1, it says, hey, I belong in this body. I'm native to this body. Don't attack me. So when our NK cell sees an MHC1 molecule, there is no attack in response. So we've identified this as part of our body. We're not going to do anything further. All right. For our second scenario, and we have our NK cell and our cancer cell. And in this case, we're going to have no MHC1 molecule. So instead of having MHC1, we're just lacking this molecule. And in this case, when our NK cell goes to recognize our cancer cell, we don't see an MHC1. So we don't see an ID tag or an ID card. So now our NK cell goes, hey, I don't think that this cell belongs in our body. I'm going to attack. So in this second scenario, our NK cell is going to attack that cancer cell because we don't recognize it as being part of our body. All right. And in our third scenario, if I paste this one more time, again looking at our NK cell and our cancer cell. In this case, we have an MHC1 on the surface of our cancer cell. So our NK cell recognizes that and it says, okay, you're part of our body, you're supposed to be here. But it also has these things called stress ligands. These are our stress ligands. And an example of this is a stress ligand called mica. And these are expressed by cells when they're stressed, when they're not operating properly. So when our NK cell sees this stress ligand, it's almost like this is an individual who has their ID card, but maybe they're acting really erratically. Where we can tell that they're part of the body, but we can also tell that something's wrong with this cell. There we go, erratically. So in this case, we're going to attack this cell, even though we have an MHC1. So in order for a cancer cell to not be attacked by an NK cell, it needs to have an MHC1, and it needs to not have any of these stress ligands. So that's going to be our interaction between NK cells and cancer cells. In the next video, we'll talk about CD8 plus cytotoxic T cells and how they interact with cancer.